I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I needed to do this video before going to bed. It's already 11:50 p.m. For nearly 2 weeks now. Since I came back, I've not traveled, I've not left my house, but I'm outside home. I feel grieved by the terrible videos from Borno State, where one of the forward operating bases, like several others of the Nigerian army, was overrun by terrorists. And I could see our soldiers, some of them weeping in some videos, some very grieved, and the devastation that took place, the ammunition that were carted away, vehicles burnt. And I started wondering, is this the same Nigerian army that went to the Congo, the Nigerian army that went to Lebanon, the Nigerian army that went to Yugoslavia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, the Nigerian army that at one time the chief of army staff of the Gambia was a Nigerian? What suddenly went wrong? The truth of the matter is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not responsible solely for the current problems of the army. They started before him. Somebody tactfully decimated the Nigerian army such that they could not overthrow him. Phantom coups were announced. Competent Nigerian soldiers were sentenced and eliminated. And then the progressive demoralization of the Nigerian army and reduction of their strength and re-educating them to be passive and then absorbing them to play roles that whittled down their military sharpness they followed serially until the era of Buhari. Just before Buhari, when militants, insurgency, and banditry, terrorist headsmen were imported intentionally to create chaos into Nigeria. And then there was the weakness of the Buhari administration to forcefully handle the insurgency because he had a religious inclination towards radical Islam. When Goodluck Jonathan was dealing with the terrorists at one time, I remember Muritala Nyako said that Goodluck Jonathan was practicing genocide or ethnic cleansing. And then Buhari came into power and he started treating them with kid gloves. I have never seen where somebody who once killed soldiers, who once decimated human beings, were treated with kid gloves and fed very well, clothed, and recruited into the army that they were once at war with. And this infiltration into the Nigerian army demoralized a lot of people who were not inclined to Buhari's Islamist tendency. And incompetent people were put into positions just because they had ethnic, religious inclination with Buhari. And the same thing is repeating itself in this present administration, where people are not put in position based on seniority or competence. There were attempts and evidence abound everywhere when people who were supposed to track down these terrorists eventually tracked them down. They were forcefully retired after detention and humiliation. And there were instructions given to soldiers not to carry out some operations that will have provided decisive victory. And this infiltration into the Nigerian army are responsible for some of the betrayals and the intel that these terrorists have against our soldiers. And initially, when these people were attacking churches and Christians, they thought it was to the advantage of an Islamic agenda. But I met somebody in the airport, a Hausa man from Zamfara State, who has not been to his community for 7 years. His last child does not know his community because of the results of these bandits. And information abounds that some of those in this current administration, even in Buhari's administration, were known sponsors of bandits and Islamic militants. Some of them were found in their homes, and they are in this current administration. And so, it is not impossible that our soldiers are being sacrificed for an agenda that Nigerians have not been told, but many Nigerians of minimal intelligence know what is happening. The next thing is that our soldiers are tired. There are the ones who have been deployed there and need to be redeployed back home to meet with their families, who have been there for more than one rotation or two, and they are mentally exhausted. It is also true from depositions in the House of Representatives that the terrorists are better armed than Nigerian soldiers. I will also say maybe better motivated than Nigerian soldiers. And we seem to provide the right milieu to sustain the militancy. A retired police officer was saying online that if they don't pay him his retirement benefits, that he will join Boko Haram so that he will become a trainer to them so that they can pay him. When the citizenry are living in poverty, hardship, and deprivation, they will join criminality that provides immediate returns. Because after all, even if they remain in the country and in their homes, like in Katsina State, where several communities have been devastated, and Buhari has moved to Kaduna, generals are kidnapped, traditional rulers are kidnapped, The individual say it is better to be armed as a bandit than remain a vulnerable civilian when he could earn more being a bandit. So we have provided the right atmosphere. The next thing is that successive governments, including this one, have been living in denial and delusion that they are winning the war against banditry. The question is, why not declare a state of emergency in these areas where so many atrocities have been committed against the Nigerian army and our nation states, where our young men have been eliminated, devastated, instead of going to River State? Why not free Nnamdi Kanu, and so that the crisis in the East can be reduced, and then concentrate our energies, redeploy troops to the north, the northeast, where they are needed most, and let the crisis in the southeast or any criminality in the southeast be handled by the DSS, mobile police, and regular police people and civil defense corps. So we are not waging this war with tact. The government is more interested in 2027 and the decamping of politicians without philosophical basis, very unpatriotic politicians, instead of decisively facing this crisis. There are rumors, allegedly, that helicopters are dropping ammunitions for insurgents and bandits in some parts of Nigeria. These things are swept under the carpet and they are not decisively handled. When you live in a nation where the soldiers and the army and the security forces are most powerful when it comes to suppressing their own citizens that disagree with the current situation in the country, you will find out that the loyalty of the people to their army is reduced. Nigerians have a feeling, not only for our body, when they get power. We need to address these issues. It is very sickening, very sad that Nigerian youths are no longer volunteering to join the army because they've lost faith in this country. I believe the Nigerian army needs a reinvigoration, retraining, re-equipping, and re-strategizing to win this war, which is winnable against these bandits. Let me say this. For any person who has been given money to buy ammunition, somebody was asking, where are our Tucano aircraft that we boasted so much that if they were available, that would decimate the terrorists? Where are they? Monies were spent. Where are they? For any person who has taken money to provide food, provide uniforms, provide vehicles, provide ammunition, equipment for our soldiers, who has eaten such money, the blood of our dead soldiers will be on your head and the head of your children's children. And they will haunt you for exposing our children to danger, exposing our citizenry to danger. We cannot continue like this. Definitely. If not, we'll be sitting on a keg of gunpowder and lighting a cigar. Something needs to be done drastically in this country to stop the decay and the destruction. We love this country. We love our soldiers. We love our police force. We love our security agencies. That's why we speak. I'm Dr. Charles Apoki. It's late at night, that's why I'm not shouting. I have a webinar coming up this month on cooperatives, how to create wealth through cooperatives. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. We have books for sale. We have properties for sale. We have counseling for people online from different parts of the world. And we have another YouTube channel, Dr. Charles Apoki's Shorts, one word, where you can listen to short clips of these messages. And then we have YouTube music where you can listen to the audios of these messages while walking or driving. This is a good channel to subscribe to. If you have not subscribed, you are among 70% of those who listen who have not subscribed. You are not doing yourself a favor. It's like using electricity without a meter in your compound. I'm Dr. Charles Apoki. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. Good night and God bless you.